So, welcome back. In this episode, we're going to design our book cover. As you can see, I'm here on the Buncee dashboard. So, I'm going to select the option to create a new Buncee, and then in the menu, I'm going to select the Start from Scratch option. So now that it's loading up, we're going to see the editor. So just a quick reminder for the editor, it's broken down into three parts. On the right hand side, we have the items list. This is where all the stuff like your background, your characters will be, and this is where you can find them. Then in the middle, we have the canvas. This is where we're going to add our design. This is where we're going to create the book cover and the story. And on the left hand side, we have the pages. So as we're creating a book, we're going to need to add multiple pages, so that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to go ahead and add a few pages to our Buncee. So for this one, we're going to create 6 pages. The way that we can do that is if we look to the left-hand side, there is a plus button. If you click on the plus button, it will then create a second page. And now we're just going to repeat this process until we have 6 pages. So once you've done that and you have all 6 pages, let's say that we wanted to go back to the 1. So now that we want to go to the first page because we're on page number 6, all you have to do is fast double click to get to the page that you want to go to. So remember, it's very important that you fast double click. So you just go to that page and you double click. And as you can see, it brings you to that page. So now that we're there, make sure that you're on page number 1 and it's time to start creating our cover. Keep in mind that when you're designing a book cover, you want to make sure that it tells a little bit about the story and helps the reader understand what the book is about. What you're going to do is you're going to click to change background and go ahead and search for a background that represents your story. This can be anything really, just make sure it's related to your story. So in my case, my story is called Summer Adventures and it's going to take place in a park. So I'm going to look for a park background. So as you can see, I'm just going to type it in here. Once I've clicked on the click here to change background, I will type in park and it's going to show me a few options. I'm going to scroll and look for something that I feel like is going to be a really awesome place for my story to take place. And I really like this background, so I'm going to go with this one and I'm going to just click. And again, very important, because the story may have multiple backgrounds, I'm just going to add it to this page only. I'm not going to add it to all my pages, because otherwise then every single page will have the same background and I don't really want that because I might be changing the scene. So now that I've added my background, I am going to create the title. I'm going to go to the right hand side and I'm going to click on the plus icon and I'm going to add text. So I'm going to write in here Summer Adventures and then I'm going to stylize my text, just make it look a little bit more fancy. And at the bottom of our screen we have the editor or the text tool. Basically, when you double click on your text, this will pop up and this will let us at the bottom of your screen to change the text color, to change the font, and to change the size. So I'm just going to do that real quick and then let's see what we end up with. So here you can see I changed it to a different font. I also changed the color of the text and I'm just going to position it somewhere where it isn't taking up that much space. Now that I have done that, and I've stylized my text and I have it somewhere, I'm going to search for a main character. And in this case, it's going to be a boy. So I'm going to go here to my items list. I'm going to click on it and I'm going to search for boy. And I'm going to find a character that I think is going to be really awesome in the story. So I'm just going to scroll and look at the different characters and I'm just going to pick one that I think works best. Oh, and it looks like I found it. So I'm going to go with this one. I'm just going to drag it out, put it right here. That looks really nice. I'm going to maybe make him a little bit smaller. Then I'm going to add a second character. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to add a character. Okay, I found the character that I want to go with. So I'm going to drag it out, make it a little bit smaller as well. And because in this story there's a dog, I'm going to look for a dog. And I'm going to put him somewhere a little bit unexpected or a funny space. And I think it's going to look really nice over here. And there we go. I have just designed the cover. So now that I have the cover designed, it's time to move on to the next part. And the next part being the back cover. So the back cover is really simple. We're just going to go to page 6. Make sure you double click. And here we're going to put the same cover or the same background just like the cover. So we're going to go ahead and put the same background as the cover. Once we've done that, we're also going to grab the same font and same text, and instead of having here the title, all we're going to do is put the words "the end." So now, if we look at page 1, we have the cover and at the bottom, at page 6, we have the back cover. This is where the story will end. So now this is the time to start working on the inside of our story. So in the next episode, we're going to talk about how to format a story and how to design the pages. See you in the next episode.